Hey everyone! Welcome back to Story Hive. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Let's jump into today's story. My wife wants a hall pass to sleep with a coworker after surviving cancer, so I kicked her out and served her divorce papers. Now she wants to reconcile. Story. My wife and I have been married since 2001 and together since 1999. She is the most intelligent, thoughtful, caring, and loyal person I know, and I have always considered myself fortunate to have met and married her. She remains aesthetically beautiful, and men have told her this throughout our marriage. She has always turned them down. Earlier this year, she was diagnosed with stage 1 uterine cancer and underwent a full hysterectomy. I was never concerned about the cancer since it was diagnosed early, dealt with quickly, and she made a full recovery. I took time off work to look after her after the surgery, and all seemed well. There were some expected emotional instances on her part, and although I am not an emotional person, we dealt with them together. After her recovery, she was insistent that we start living life to the fullest. We took a 10-day trip to Europe, followed by a trip to Brazil. We also have planned trips to the UK, Spain, and Portugal later this year. I am fine with these things, building memories and crossing bucket list adventures off her list. I also understand that these are a result of her feeling fragile. She also took up yoga, swimming, and healthy cooking classes. I was fully on board until last week. Last week, she came home from work and told me she wanted a hall pass, a one-time opportunity for her to have sex with someone else besides me. She said that since her cancer diagnosis, her outlook on life has changed, and she doesn't want to be restricted from doing things she wants to do. She explained that there is a guy at her work she has always been attracted to. He is leaving the company, and she will never see him again, so this is the perfect opportunity to sleep with someone else. She said I could say no, but that she would be mad and disappointed at me for an indeterminate amount of time, and it would be confirmation of my male toxicity and insecurity. I don't consider myself to be toxic, and if not wanting your wife of 20+ years to have sex with someone else's insecurity, then I guess I am insecure. I told her I appreciated her talking to me about this, but approval via coercion is not approval. I also said that I do not appreciate her language in describing my as of yet unknown reaction to this very large issue that could affect the rest of our marriage. The next morning, she basically said she was sorry for putting such a large decision solely on my shoulders, and that to help, she was taking the decision away from me. She booked a hotel near where her coworkers are having a party for this guy, and she would spend the night there with him, hoping that I would be here when she got back. She said she would answer any questions I have about the night after it happened, but not before. She will not tell me who he is or anything about him because she knows me too well, and that I would dwell and obsess over him, which is pretty accurate. Her point of view is that the less I know, the better, which contradicts the offer to tell me anything I want to know after it happened. I think she knows I won't want to know or ask anything, or she simply will not tell me. Part of me thinks that at least she has been honest with me, and she has been through a lot since finding out she had cancer. So maybe I should just let it happen. I certainly have no concept of what she went through, so I cannot dismiss how this affected her mental state and outlook on life. Part of me wants to put my foot down and say this is not going to happen, and deal with those consequences when they happen. Her best friend called me callous for even suggesting that I wouldn't let it happen because I have no idea what she went through. I find it hard to believe that she is okay with the possibility of throwing away 20+ years of marriage over some guy that she has had no relationship with outside of work, and that I should just call her bluff. Maybe she thinks similarly that I won't throw away the marriage because of one encounter. I just don't know what to do. I empathize with her, and then an instant later I am angry with her. Part of me wants to know who this guy is, what he looks like, and what he has that is so enthralling for her. Is he just a safe option? Is he married? Does his wife know? Would I be a callous idiot for saying no? What can I do besides walking away? TL Drive, my wife battled cancer and now wants to have one night with a soon-to-be former coworker, and I have no say in the matter. Accept it or destroy 20+ years of a great marriage. Relevant comments. I kind of think this is the way your marriage will be from now on. With her epiphany, I think she is being rather selfish, and probably only threatens this because she thinks you are beaten down and will simply put up with it. Perhaps not the best time for trips and frills. She wants the single life, let her see what that means. She thinks because she will never see this guy again, and that you have never met him supposedly, that it won't really affect you or our marriage in the long term. I am left with accepting it and never viewing her the same way again, or going through a divorce at 54. Not really great options on either front. I don't know where her head is. The bout with cancer is affecting her in ways that I couldn't possibly imagine. I don't think she believes I will leave. Update: I received a ton of advice that I couldn't possibly respond to. I appreciate the people who took time to offer advice in the comments or via PM. It has been an exhausting couple of days. I was hoping that my opposition to her plans would give her pause, but unfortunately that did not happen. I said I am a hard no, and I am not sure how I will feel about you if you go ahead with it. I was met once again with, "This is for me. It will be one time. What can I say to help you deal with it? You'll get over it. We were meant to be regardless of the situation." Leading up to Saturday, she left ostensibly to meet her coworkers, but in reality to be with the guy. I asked her to text me when she was leaving for the bar, and when she did I asked her if she was really going to go through with this. Her response was, "I am not answering any more questions tonight. I will see you tomorrow." I blocked my wife. I waited for a long time. It was running through my mind leading up to this event that I needed to know who this guy was. Maybe to compare myself against him, to see what he had that I do not. It was driving me crazy not knowing who he was, and what was so special about him that she would ruin a marriage for. After what seemed like an eternity, a woman I recognized from my wife's office left the bar and got in a cab. Soon other people started filing out, and a whole group came out hugging a man and shaking his hand. I assumed that I had my guy. I didn't see my wife and had a brief thought that maybe she called it all off. I unblocked her and there were no messages. Everyone said their goodbyes and left. The guy was standing outside for a few minutes, and then my wife came out. She looked around, took his hand, and started walking away together. Of all the emotions, I went through trepidation, sadness, anger, it was disgust, that really encapsulated the event for me. This guy was short, fat, and bald, everything I cannot compete with. Ultimately, I felt like a pervert for watching from a distance. I followed them until they got to the hotel and then turned around and went home. I woke up Sunday morning, put a lock on the master bedroom door, moved her things to the spare room, and left a note asking her to find other accommodations as quickly as possible. I visited another friend who is a lawyer, and he gave me some sage advice and a couple of recommendations for divorce attorneys and made the introductions. My wife had been calling me numerous times since around 11:00. Once blocked, the calls went to voicemail. I listened to the first couple, but felt nothing but some satisfaction when she couldn't get through to me, and she was obviously becoming concerned. I didn't want to go home, but I left in such a hurry that I didn't plan an overnight properly. I got home around 9:00, and as per my buddy's advice, I recorded the interaction. I was halfway up the stairs when she came up from the family room, asking what was going on and if we could talk. I thought we had talked about this. I just answered with, "I am not interested in discussing this tonight," and went to bed. After not getting a response from me through the door, she left me alone. I feel kind of like a child for not talking with her and shutting the door on her, but I just couldn't look at her. Monday, I got up and ready for work. She was waiting for me and asked if we could discuss getting a separation. She still wants to be married and doesn't want to go through a divorce, but I made it clear to her that that ship had sailed. She finally called me an asshole and said that I shouldn't have put her in this situation if I wasn't able to handle the consequences. I left for work and got home with a series of messages asking me if I was sure about what I was doing. She wants to know what the next steps are and said that she has nowhere to go and was hoping I would give her some time. It feels unreal to me that we have come to this, but I don't think I would ever look at her the same way again. I am staying at my friend's place and have a consultation with a divorce attorney tomorrow. My buddy told me to stop worrying about her and start focusing on myself. I really don't know what to do next. I do know that I won't be able to reconcile this situation with my wife. I need to deal with the legal aspects of a divorce. Another update. It's been a few weeks since the initial fallout. Things have been moving quickly, and I'm still trying to process everything. The divorce proceedings are underway, and I've been working closely with my attorney to ensure that everything is handled fairly and appropriately. My wife has continued to reach out trying to persuade me to reconsider. She's expressed regret over how things unfolded and has even suggested couples counseling. However, I've made it clear that my decision is final. I can't reconcile the idea of continuing the marriage after everything that's happened. The betrayal feels too deep, and I can't see a path forward where I'd be able to fully trust or respect her again. She's been struggling with the reality of our separation and has been staying with friends while looking for a more permanent place. It's heartbreaking to see her in this state, but I also feel that it's necessary for both of us to move forward and find our own paths. I've been focusing on myself and trying to rebuild my own sense of normalcy. Spending time with friends and family has been helpful, and I'm working on finding new hobbies and interests to fill the void. It's been an emotional roller coaster, but I'm gradually finding my footing. The legal aspects of the divorce are progressing smoothly. We're working through the financial and property settlements, and I'm hopeful that things will be resolved without too much conflict. The legal advice I received has been invaluable in navigating this process. I've also been seeking support from a counselor to help process the emotional aspects of this experience. It's been helpful to talk to someone who can provide guidance and a listening ear as I work through my feelings. Overall, while the situation remains challenging and painful, I feel a sense of relief that I've made the right decision for myself. I'm focused on moving forward and creating a future that aligns with my own values and needs. Thanks again to everyone who has offered support and advice throughout this difficult time. Your input has been invaluable in helping me make these tough decisions. Thanks for tuning in to today's Reddit story. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on more amazing stories. See you next time.